living room. And yes, we are social distancing. This is social distancing.
In my heart,
Now
6 feet
we're
away.
social distancing. We are social distancing in our hearts. But we all know each other. We're healthy. Nobody has a fever.
No, it just looks like we're next to each other. We're actually 20 feet apart.
Actually, it's true.
I'm not even here.
Oh, phone, stop it.
This is the green screen.
Phone, stop.
I can barely sit down. I've taken my temperature so many times today.
That, my friend, is Gary Chapman. Why, the only singer these comedians would invite into this room.
The only one.
Because actually, he's funnier than any of us are.
No.
Okay, so first of all, Jeff Allen, this was his great idea, Quarantine Comics.
Well, that's not entirely true.
Well.
When I called you,
Yes.
and then you brought it up, and I said that's why I called. So we had the same exact idea.
Yeah. We've got to tell Glenda and Tammy to turn their phones down.
I just did.
So there's Glenda, look, bringing me a Bible so we'll remember to be spiritual. Here's the thing. We know you guys are locked in your houses, and we want to honor what the country is telling us to do.
Right.
And that was Tommy.
We're going to break as many things.
There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people in this room.
That's right.
So we should invite 3 people to show up.
Oh, we got Jack Bauer.
Jack Bauer, oh, if you count it out, look, he left. The minute we went live, he got off the couch. So all that to say, we wanted to sit and have a dialogue of what's going on in your life, so you could text your questions to your pages. Everybody is live on their platforms, and so I'm sure you'll have some fun, interesting questions. But also, we just wanted to tell you that we love you. Everybody's schedules have gotten canceled or postponed, and I don't want to live in a spirit of fear. I want to live in a spirit of hope and enjoyment and encouragement. And these are the people in my life that encourage me. And so tonight, I hope we encourage you. So you send us your comments and your questions. That'll be great. Also, there's a button you can push underneath all of this, and your donation to Samaritan's Purse. They don't even know we're doing this. But your donations to Samaritan's Purse will be great, because in the Nashville area, we're still recovering from horrible tornadoes. And so sometimes in the next trauma, the prior trauma gets forgotten. And so we want to love on those people. Samaritan's Purse also provides help and relief for people that goes through some tough times. Even during this crisis, a lot of small businesses will lose great funds. And in my little town where I live in, there are some beautiful and wonderful restaurants and great people, and they will lose greatly during this crisis. And so we're all in this together. I took my temperature, not the way Gary did. I took my temperature in my ear. Do you think that matters? Do you think that counts? They have,
Yes.
You could take your temperature in your ear.
No, you can do that.
But you think it's legitimate as your mouth or the other northern region, southern region? What do you think? What temperature works the best?
I think it's all the same. I'm pretty sure. And the forehead thing that you like for kids, that's a good one.
Really? There's
Yeah.
a forehead one?
Oh yeah. Because kids hate that, and they certainly hate that.
I'm married to a mom. She just stuck her cheek on my cheek and said,
I-
"You feel
Jeff,
feel
I'm
fine.
with you. They too advanced for me. I just
Right.
went to an old black woman and she put her hand up on my head. No, you good, baby. You good.
child,
You good.
Wait,
That's the way we used to do DNA tests. You take your baby to your grandmama and she tell you, nope, that's not Gerald's baby.
That's
See, he ain't got his ears and he ain't got his nose. So I'm learning. I'm learning on this.
that was all pre-Jerry Springer."
Yeah.
Then I have to apologize to my son. I've been
I'm
using
sorry.
that rectal thermometer for 29 years. He's 30 now. I should have kind of.
Yeah, you should have eased out of that.
I'm trying to figure out, do I go press charges? Something ain't right.
And at some point in this Facebook Live, we're all going to lose our careers.
Well, my shows have been canceled.
Yeah.
Postponed.
I can't
That's the
even
word.
think
My
about
man
it,
just
so I'm
post-
fine.
Yeah, she's
Post-
scary.
Oh,
Yeah.
postponed.
What do you think?
I came into this with no career, so
I'm good.
that's not so.
I'm with you, Gary. Don't nobody even know who I am.
Oh,
Right
stop.
They trying to figure out, they like, who is that?
This
I am not Chris Rock.
That's my son.
that's my son, Jeff.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That is my son.
That's
Okay.
Gerald's son.
It's
What was
Gerald.
funny, Jeff said that's my son. His wife popped up.
Really? Yeah.
She was like, what?
She's over there going, what?
Yeah,
We
there's
have a
another
las-
life.
Yeah, we have a lasagna dinner in the oven, so we're trying to think of really great things to say so we can start eating. All right, I see all the questions just flying up
All
there.
right.
Are
What
any,
are
of
they, Tom?
the, are any of the questions saying we can't hear you?
Can you
how do
hear
we know
us?
that? Audio's cool?
Oh, I'm sure they
What's
can. My voice carries.
What's
Yeah,
the
it
question
does.
saying?
Shut up,
Who do you have
Gary.
with you?
The what?
They want to know everyone you have with you.
See, I told you that nobody know me.
Oh, that's right, I forgot. Bone Hampton,
Bone Hampton.
funny extraordinaire.
Jeff
Jeff
Allen.
Allen.
Jeff Allen.
Jeff Allen.
And
Gary
the
Chapman.
want to know.
I'm Gary Chapman. I wrote the 5
No,
and it did so well. I wrote it 20 more times. So
No, he did. My secretary said
I
today,
love
Gary
it.
Chapman now is not the one who wrote the
I
love languages.
love it.
And I go, no, his
Yeah.
love language is
yeah,
sarcasm.
the irony is not lost if you actually know my life. So
Yeah.
His love language is great sarcasm.
Hilarious.
That's right. And he's married, so please don't start fixing this up. That's always the next thing. All my fans trying to fix me up to somebody.
Everybody's trying to give me their daughter, and I'm like, is your daughter still alive?
I'm
Yeah.
trying to get- Okay, so if you have a single daughter,
mhm.
or if you're single yourself, and you long to have a loving, godly man in your life, please, I want a couple more grandbabies.
Okay, I can't get mad at that because that sounded really
Yeah,
good.
that
You know
That's
what?
sincere.
sounded sincere.
I mean, I can't get mad. I just don't know what I'm about to get. Because we was in Florida, she did the same pitch.
That's true.
I got a 92-year-old woman with
Yes.
a walker.
Hold it. We have a question.
Wait,
We have a
Wait, let
question.
me finish the joke first. Wait, a
92-year-old
92-year-old
woman.
woman.
92-year-old woman with a walker, and when she did the
It's
pitch,
true.
came to me, had a little black beret hat on,
Is she loaded?
threw the walker away and started doing
Doing
the
it,
shimmy to get to me.
Get it? Yeah, she did.
So I have to be careful when Shauna just throw out the.
Yeah,
the
but
trailer.
what did the next one say?
The next woman, I was like,
The
well, you
Q&A.
know, I'm already taken, apparently.
Mhm.
And she said, well, I don't mind having a little coffee with my cream.
What?
That's a Christian concert. What is wrong with you? Oh no, I just realized my kitchen is in the background. I
What's wrong
hope
with
it's cleaned up.
That looks good from a distance.
It really looks like
I'm not
I
wearing my
cooked.
glasses. So
It
it's
looks
okay.
like I cooked.
Oh, you took that one? Y'all took that one? Oh, yeah.
We were trying
You
to.
got food over there?
I'm starving.
Where's
Ken Davis?
Okay. Oh, where is Ken Davis? Oh, I need my telephone.
He's
Wait, I need my telephone.
Are we
Where is it?
FaceTime?
We're going to FaceTime. So here, am I allowed to say that?
FaceTime? You can say FaceTime, yes.
I'm
No,
not,
Judy
but
just donated.
Ken could not be
Thank
here.
you.
Judy.
Judy
Thank
just
you,
donated
Judy.
to Samaritan's Purse. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Judy.
Judy.
Let's just go with Ken can't be here till we talk.
Several have done that.
Okay, that's a good idea. Well, Ken couldn't be here in person, but now we're about to get him on the FaceTime because we have the technology.
Ken
What's
is-
the next question?
Ken is in his
Jennifer did
70s.
say she is
What's the
single
dog
and looking
name?
for a good Christian
What's the
man.
dog's name?
Jennifer says she's single, looking for a good Christian.
All right. Dog's name is Jack Bauer.
Hold on. We're not changing subject.
I thought you wanted it changed. You wanted it changed a minute ago.
Most Jennifers are cute.
Okay, you know,
Jennifer.
you're
Oh
right.
my gosh!
Do you have a thing with names? Like there are certain people that you just like Josh. I rarely meet a Josh that I really like, and I don't know why.
That you like?
That I don't. That I do like. Yeah.
You
And I don't know.
You know her
I have
nephew
no idea
named
why.
Josh.
A Josh you don't.
I
You
don't
don't
know.
like Joshes.
I don't know why.
I have a nephew who's
I
Josh.
hope you're not
Is
He's
he
listening,
a
not-
Josh.
doctor
Josh.
or a
Sorry.
Hope
nutritionist.
you're not listening. I really thought he was gonna throw a name out like Eugene.
Yeah.
You know, something that we don't know Eugene.
Right.
And Brenda, Lisa, and Linda just donated too.
Thank you guys
Josh-
for donating.
Josh just said
Samaritan's
he ain't
Purse.
giving us a nickel.
Josh took
Yeah,
all
yeah,
his money back.
Okay, we need someone named Josh to donate to Samaritan's
That would be
Purse
good.
because.
And you could change my opinion that way.
Change. We need to change gears.
How many followers do we have so far?
2,000.
2,000 on the Shonda Pierce page.
1.4 on Jeff Allen page.
1.4 thousand.
No, 1.4 people.
Million?
No, there's 1.4 people on my page.
That's how many is going to get coronavirus is 1.4.
I've always reached out to the little people.
Yeah, very small people. Leprechauns.
See, these people make me
On St.
mad.
Patrick's Day, he
And
reaches
yeah,
out to leprechauns.
We're
Ah,
sanitized.
it is St. Patty's Day.
It is. That's why I'm wearing this shirt.
Oh my goodness, there was another life. I wouldn't be sitting upright.
Oh, you wouldn't-
All right, I'm going to FaceTime Ken Davis so you can see him. I don't know how you're going to be able to see him.
Oh.
But I know he'll have something smartly to say.
There's Ken. There's Ken.
Good.
He's truly quarantined.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, look at you.
Oh, you're outside. What are you doing outside?
He's outside.
Yes.
He's outside where there's
He said-
ventilation.
He said his wife is in the woodshed.
So how are you feeling? You know, because you're in that age bracket that's really dangerous. This might. That's the only way my kids are going to not
That's
put
funny.
me in one.
All I know is I've stopped licking doorknobs. That's
Yeah.
the one change I've made.
Jeff Allen has stopped licking doorknobs. So
Hey, Ken, people want to know why you're not here. Will you tell them whatever your reason is for not being here?
make up a good one. He said, "What's your reason for not being here?"
People want to know why you're
People
not
want to
here.
know.
I got 10,000 new followers because I had a graphic with you on it, and now I'm about to lose 11. So I'm going to need you to explain to them that I wasn't false advertising.
Yeah, we were all banking on your personality to get our careers going.
My wife came in contact with a person who came in contact with another person who came in contact with a person, and I didn't want to put you guys at risk. She came in pretty close contact.
Well, that's the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon. This whole thing started with Kevin Bacon.
Started with bacon.
That's not funny. Don't do that. You know, it's so funny. Okay, are you like me? And I'm saying this to everybody. Are you like me if you watch the shows and the stuff on television, and the minute they say something about you wake up with a scratchy throat, I go, oh, I have a scratchy throat. Or then you have a little diarrhea. Oh, my stool was a little loose. Yeah, then all of a sudden, yeah. I can't believe I just said that loud.
I'm trying to find light that doesn't make my forehead look like they found me in some kind of
Can they hear that? That's funny.
Can you hear that? He said, I'm trying to find lighting so my forehead doesn't look like they found me on some kind of dig. I'm interpreting for you.
Weren't you a pharaoh?
Yeah.
There we go.
I hope, can they hear him? I'm saying
They cannot hear Ken.
oh, they can't hear Ken. Okay, I'm doing it.
Trust us, he's funny.
Trust us. Wait.
Just go stand up there and talk to Ken. He'll
Oh,
do
that's
it.
a good idea.
See if they
Now
have questions.
look. Hi, kid.
There you go.
You look so precious.
You gotta find the right light for sure.
Yes. I'm so grateful that you're here, though, because the world needs to laugh a little bit.
I know it. I really wanted to be there. I really did, but I just didn't. I just took that little extra caution because I didn't want to hurt anybody.
No, we love you for that. We really do. And I have rubber gloves and Lysol and everything. Soon as these weirdos leave my house, I'm scrubbing this place down. Just gonna tell you. I don't trust any of them back there. Look at them back there. They're all talking. Look at them. They're all talking. I don't trust any of them.
Our cleaning lady called Diane today and gave her instructions on how to get the house in order.
Okay, now that's not funny because that's a little close to home. That's humor a little close to home. I had to call my cleaning lady and ask her, do we have Lysol in this house?
Hey, who all you got there? Who all is
We have the great and powerful Bone Hampton, who's
Right
Yes,
over
I
there.
saw him.
we have Jeff Allen, see him? We have the Gary Chapman.
Oh, I love Gary Chapman.
Me too.
Five love languages. Can't miss me.
It's not five love languages. He keeps trying to take credit for that. He has one love language. It's called sarcasm.
That's Jeff Allen.
Who's that, Gary?
Gary
Yeah.
Chapman.
Gary? Yeah, of course.
The Gary
That's-
Chapman.
that's-
He's gonna sing.
Yeah.
Hey, sing something for us.
Oh, now?
Yes!
Dance, Pilgrim.
Dance Pip. Look at him. Okay, he's gonna sing. Are you ready for this? I wish I could zoom it in. I would. Oh, it doesn't move.
Are you going to sing with me?
Maybe. Right. Ken. Don't sing. I love you, but don't sing. Did you hear me?
Are you talking to me?
Yes. Please don't sing. I've heard you
I
sing.
didn't have a chance.
Dang.
So you got to sing along here.
All right.
We have a paper prompter there on the floor.
All right, Robert.
An appropriate song. Tis so sweet to trust in Jesus, just to take him at his word, just to rest upon his promise, just to know thus saith the Lord. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust him, how I prove him more and more. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for grace to trust him more. Oh, how sweet to trust in Jesus, just to trust his cleansing blood, just in simple faith to plunge me beneath the healing, cleansing flood. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust him, how I prove him more and more. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for grace to trust him more. I'm so glad I learned to trust you. Precious Jesus, Savior, friend. And I know that thou art with me, wilt be with me to the end. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust him, how I prove him more and more. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for grace to trust him more. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust him, how I prove him more. Thank you, Jack. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for the grace to trust Him.
Oh, for grace.
Oh, for the grace to trust Him more. Oh, for grace to trust Him more. It's so sweet to trust in Jesus.
Trust you,
Yes.
Lord. Yeah.
If anybody wants to know why I wasn't singing,
We
I'm
know.
not at that age yet. But when I get old enough, because it's that now when I go to church and sing, Tammy will grab my hand and go, "Shh, people can hear you." But there's an age. I don't know what age it is, Ken.
You'll get here.
75, 80, whatever. I'm just going to boom it out, man.
You know what happens? When she goes stone cold deaf.
Deaf, that's it. But they'll look at me and they'll go, "Oh, bless his heart." He's still standing upright. My goodness.
I love it. Any questions lately, Tommy? Glenda? Any
Brenda
questions?
wants to know if you have toilet paper.
Who does?
Brenda.
Brenda wants to know if I'm told. I'm not
I'm
telling
not
you.
telling anybody, man.
You might find where I live.
I had some, but I'm wiped out.
Oh,
Bad
such
joke.
Sorry,
a
it was there.
bad
It was
joke.
there. I went for it.
Bad joke.
It's why I play music. Come on.
Cleto Rodriguez is online. He said hello.
Hello.
Lester
Cleto.
Rodriguez, one of the funniest men on the planet. Look,
I work with
I have a
Cleto.
girlfriend,
Where do we work together?
Patrice,
San
who does all this
San Antonio?
San Antonio.
stuff. Look what she
Well,
made
yeah.
me. Queen of clean toilet paper with a little bling on it and everything. I might have to start selling this since we're all out of work.
I'm going to get the correlation between
Queen of clean.
between the
I don't understand.
between the virus and a pallet full of toilet paper.
I don't understand it.
If someone could explain that,
I can't. I
Don't you
can't.
feel like it's like selfish?
There's one thing. Fear.
Oh,
When
it's
you find out that there's no toilet paper, you have to go find toilet paper. And everybody did it at the same time. Just and now it has zero connection to the actual crisis.
Yeah.
We created a crisis from nothing.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
I was at the Publix today and it was fine.
No questions.
They got it there. They got it
I
there.
don't know about toilet paper, but they have
Oh.
water. We have, we're kind of preppers. Someone asked me,
Yeah.
Tammy and I, we just went through our last can of beans from Y2K.
Oh, so you're
So
good.
we're good. We were kind of like preppers, but we ate what we bought. We'd stock up. We'd stock up
Yeah,
for a
just
month.
stock.
So the key was for the crisis to happen right after we left.
Right.
It was a timing issue with us. So we were about 2 weeks. So we're fine.
That's good. Hey, Jeff, why don't you tell them about your room in Fairview? Because this is going to be over at some point, and there are people tuning in. They don't know about your little workout spot.
Like,
Your comedy room.
What's this?
the Comedy Lab.
At Harvest.
Your son
Harvest.
is one of the principal
Absolutely.
owners.
Absolutely.
Gary
We love that
Chapman's
place.
son, the Comedy
Indeed.
Lab. It's Lab Canna in
Yeah.
Fairview, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Harvest.
It seats maybe 20 people.
Yeah.
It's an exclusive show.
That's right.
Just let you know how
Boutique comedy.
how few we let
It's
in,
very
and it's
elite.
perfectly timed for this quarantine thing.
It is.
Yeah.
You can't,
Because
you
we
can't
rarely
go-
get more than 10 people.
Yeah.
Ken Davis was kind enough to fill in for me last time as a guest host. April 15th is the next
April 15th?
scheduled one,
Oh.
as long as
Isn't
we're
that
allowed to
around tax
I
time?
think you'll be all right.
gather. Yes, it is.
I think
it
we'll
is.
be fine.
And it's in Fairview, Tennessee, on Highway 100.
It's a
And
beautiful place.
everything is hemp infused.
Yeah. Somehow hemp driven.
Hemp driven, the food and everything.
Did you say Hampton
Hemp.
Fuse?
Without
Yeah.
without the THC?
Not the
CBD.
smoking kind.
CBD is
It doesn't get
That
you
would
high.
be in
It makes you
California.
good.
it makes you
It
healthy.
makes you good. It doesn't get you high.
And we do an open mic. It's called
Trust me.
Comedy Lab, because everybody's working on their new stuff. If you want to see how it's sort of like the songwriter nights
Exactly.
in
Only funnier.
in Nashville.
Wow.
Because it's comics. We don't have a studio to go to like the music people.
Right.
They, Gary, y'all
Exactly.
get an idea, you get a melody, you go to the studio, work on the song, we get a joke. Sometimes y'all don't want to pay $25 to hear us work out new jokes.
Right.
We need somewhere to go work out those new jokes. Get them right.
And that's the Comedy Lab. Once a month, we try to do it the second Wednesday of every month. This one will be the third. Because actually, we could do the second because I'm home.
Yeah.
I just remember everything's been postponed.
Only two people can show up.
Well, we
We haven't got permission from
We haven't got permission from Sophie yet for the 15th, but
What's Sophie who?
Sophie is.
She runs the joint.
She runs the.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
And it is
also,
even if you're not coming to hear Jeff, it is a great place to eat.
right,
It is so good.
Really?
Crazy good food. Yes.
it's really good.
Where is
And in Fairview,
it
On
now? In
Highway
Fairview.
100.
Highway 100.
And I
A
do
place
know,
to eat.
I do
That's
know
all
for an
I care
absolute
about.
fact that you can eat all you want and you really won't get high. I've tried so hard and it does not happen.
Don't listen to him.
But it's healthy food and good comedy. It's great for the immune system. The food's good for the immune system. The laughter is definitely good for the immune system. And for God's sakes, we know we need to get out and laugh.
Quite frankly,
Now,
yeah,
let me
the
ask you
business
about.
should be booming at this
Let me
point.
ask you about the laughing. We did 2 shows.
Two shows.
We did somewhere in Missouri,
We was in
No,
Laurel,
Mississippi.
Mississippi.
and then we did Clarksville,
Clarksville.
Tennessee.
Oh.
And then the governor says no more meetings.
Stop it.
Yeah, then stop it. And I don't know that any of you went through this, but it was darned if you do and darned if you don't. We got many people that said we need to laugh, and then I got a lot of people that were very ugly to me going, "You're putting everybody at risk." And I go, "No, I'm not. Stay home.
Yeah, your
Yeah,
call.
just stay home. Your call." Did you go through that?
Yeah, I didn't know, but I just need to share something with you. Whenever you do a show, whenever it is, you're putting people at risk.
Yeah.
Did y'all hear that? He said, "Whenever I do a show, people are at risk." These are the sarcastic friends I have in my life.
That's funny.
Since when did truth become sarcasm?
Jeff said, "When did truth become sarcasm?" That sounds like my pastor right there. Shiloh Hackett, which you fell in love with in Israel.
I do. I love your
Great
question.
guy.
He
But all that
dunked us. He dunked. No, it was actually David Huckabee that dunked us.
He did?
In the
You got
Jordan.
baptized?
Did you get
I got
baptized in the Jordan? See, I need to do that.
Did you call it getting
Gary,
dunked?
you
Jeff
did
Allen?
not.
I
Okay.
dunked. Yeah.
You got dunked?
Got dunked. I know it's hard to believe that I could sell so many books and not be able to. But I'm
He's
telling
not
you,
that Gary Chapman.
I've never been to Israel, which is bizarre. I know. I'm going. I wanna
Okay,
go.
let it be said on public television or laptop or whatever.
Somebody, stick
You're
me on.
going.
I'll sing all the songs you want. Just take
No,
me to Israel.
he's going. You're going next
Okay.
year.
I'm
This
going.
is your official invite.
I mean,
That's how I got in.
You're
She
gonna
invited
go.
me.
You're,
oh, she did it publicly.
She invited me to go, and I went with
me
the
and the
governor.
governor. How come
Governor
he
Forget
kind of gives me a little?
I'm in. I'm
Going,
totally in.
hey, invite your friend. Okay, you're in.
Done.
Did you hear that, Governor? Gary Chapman. Not the love language, Gary Chapman.
But I know all the books really well.
I just did a show.
He knows the languages.
I have to bring my wife. I'm gonna go and
Yes.
negotiate.
Oh, of course you
I
do.
gotta
Because
negotiate
you know
while
what?
we're at it.
She's kind of gorgeous.
She's kind of hot. Yeah.
She is. And Gary has a 6-year-old?
I am 62 with a 6-year-old daughter. Yes.
62 with a 6. Yeah, he's a little late bloomer.
I ain't scared.
A late bloomer. He's
No.
a late bloomer.
We adopted this little girl, 6 years ago, and she's about to be 7 actually, and she is amazing. She's just amazing. We had a little brain tumor that we got rid of October 9th of last year, and it's clear scans. Thank God.
Praise the Lord.
St. Jude is populated almost entirely with angels. I'm pretty sure, and she's doing great. She's amazing.
And that's great to hear.
Wow. This is so much fun. Oh,
It can't hang
Did
up.
you hang up on Ken?
no, I did the wrong thing. I can't see you anymore.
Turn it around.
There you are.
No, that's you.
Yeah, but I gotta tell you, could you do something for me?
What you got, Ken?
Could you move it just a little slower? I'm just about getting ready to throw up.
Right.
You gotta
Wait,
say
you
that
have
again.
to say it again. Say it again. Could you do
I
what?
said, can you move it just a little slower, please? Because I'm about getting ready to throw up here.
Do you have a fever?
That's terrible.
Any more questions, Tom?
Yeah, that is kind of
Someone
scary.
wants to
What you
tell
got? What you got?
a
What's
story.
the question?
What?
Okay, we
Someone
have a
wants to tell a
question.
story.
When is your movie coming out?
My movie?
Yes.
Oh, someone asked a question. I have a movie coming out. I have a movie coming out the first week of September called Roll With It. I played the lead in a major motion picture. I know I did. I played, David and I, my late husband, wrote this many years
Yeah, talk
ago.
about that.
Oh, I need to talk to that. Oh, sorry.
Can't hear you.
Okay, so, will you hold down? I get
Hold
confused.
Ken.
So,
Hold
That's
I,
Ken.
no, hush, really, this is really important. I wrote this movie with my husband years ago, and I wrote it. So I wrote it that I would be a Walmart greeter that has to win a karaoke contest because my house was falling in a sinkhole. Well, evidently, Walmart is very picky about who wears their vest when they do get on board. So we had to rewrite it. So now I am, oh, my collar's messed up. Everybody knows I have ADD. And so now I had to rewrite it that I was a waitress at Cracker Barrel. And Cracker Barrel said no because they know I don't cook. And so now I had to be the waitress at Biscuit Barrel, who has to win the karaoke contest because my house is in back taxes. Would y'all please stop laughing? Kim is snoring while I'm telling this. All that to say, shut up. It's a great story. It's very godly. It was faith-based, but then in the heat in August, my faith got weak.
Yeah. That'll happen.
It wasn't as much faith.
I read for apartment. They didn't take me.
You too?
Apparently,
Yeah.
apparently, South Side of Chicago doesn't translate well into Tennessee drawl.
I guess Fort Worth, Texas don't either.
Well, since I'm just now hearing about the movie, I guess Tennessee doesn't actually.
You got the same out of it that I do.
Son of a, she went Hollywood on
Yeah.
us.
I'm
She
going
didn't
to-
want-
Look at
This is
that.
horrible! Who asked that question? Stop asking questions. I didn't have anything to do with all that casting stuff. And let me tell you something. This whole process, this is hard. I don't know that I'll ever do it again.
Yeah, yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Doing a movie, it's the hardest work I've ever done in
There's
my
no
life.
sequel in the mix. Biscuit Barrel
Maybe.
2.
Biscuit Barrel
Biscuit
too.
Barrel.
I feel it. I feel it coming.
It's the Biscuit
I
Barrel.
can see this franchise be
We-
Biscuit Barrel 19.
No, but listen. No, the cool thing is Judith Hogue plays my cohort. Judith Hogue was in the show Nashville, and she's done a bunch of movies.
That's right, I did meet her.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, we were reading and working on our parts, and my son walked through this very couch.
Zach, not
Yeah.
me. Zach.
The other, my white son, and he's a cracker. He is.
Barrel.
He is. He is the color of a saltine cracker. So I have two sons.
I'm sorry, Zach.
He is. He's not listening. He don't do social
Did you actually just call your white son a cracker?
That's what she just did.
Wow.
Called him
media.
crack.
We're
Is that
crossing
a
lines.
magic term? I say that all the time because that's the color of it. A saltine cracker.
Yeah.
Is that where that came from? Crickets. Nobody will
I'm not
answer.
saying anything.
So here's the thing. He comes walking through the living room and sitting right here on this couch with Judith Hogue, and he calls me in the kitchen. He goes, "That's April O'Neil from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle is sitting on our couch. Isn't that precious?" He had her
Teenage
post
Mutant.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja
I
Turtle.
remember that.
She was April O'Neil.
Yeah.
Years ago, and she's in my movie. I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm sitting here in my living room with these people. I can't wait for the sanitizing company to come.
Yes.
So, anybody else? What
Jim, gotta
else?
tell a story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go. He's
They said
got
they
one.
want to hear a story.
A story.
From you?
Based
Of course
on
he
what?
does.
I got all kinds of stories.
Tell me about what you did in Israel.
Oh, Israel was the first time, and it was on. It was interesting because last year we went to Scotland, and we have a rule in our house that when we go on Tammy and I go on vacation,
Right.
no golf. It's just her and I.
In Scotland?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh.
I said that's the rule. No golf, and it has to be an ocean, and it has to be at least 5 days. So I told her I'm going to Scotland. You can come with me, but I'm playing golf for 10 days. So if you look at our pictures from that trip, It's like we took 2 different vacations. Hers are all from castles, and then mine are all golf courses. So her deal was Israel is mine, hers.
Right.
So
Wow.
Shonda asked if I was willing to go to Israel with Governor Mike, and we went for 10 days. Was it?
Yeah.
10 days.
How'd you play?
There's one golf course in the
One
entire
golf
country.
in the whole country.
In the whole country, one golf
No
course.
kidding.
That's actually
And
pretty good.
Yeah.
it was life changing. It really was. It was what everything I was told it would be. It on so many different levels. I said to Mike, Governor, that you know when you go to these events, like I remember Gaither's Praise Gathering, the first one I went to. It was like we came home that weekend after the weekend, and we said we felt like our spiritual tank was filled. You know it's going to pass. I mean, you know it's going to dissipate. That was what I wanted from Israel. I knew I was going to hit the ground running hard. I had a lot of shows coming up ahead. I wasn't going to be home much. I wanted us to connect as man and wife. I wanted to connect with God. I wanted to connect with my faith. Exactly, get filled up. And I initially, when you have grandchildren, the first thought you have is, I can't wait to take them to Disney World. I want to take my grandchildren to Israel. I want them to go and see where the roots of their faith are. All of those names from the Old Testament. Now, Dan, you read about Dan in the Old Testament, and now I have a visual picture of what that is.
The Bible comes to life.
It does, absolutely.
And again, we had tour guides that were great because they'd go, this is an A site, which means we are 100% sure this is where Jesus was. This is B, we're kind of sort of sure, and then there's C, where we don't know. This is kind of made up. So at least you got an honest portrayal of what you were seeing.
So when you're actually standing where you're completely sure he stood, what does that feel like?
Well, it was
I cried.
Tammy just she wept. I mean, she really did.
Yeah.
And with me, it was interesting because we went to the Calvary, and there's a place where they say Jesus' body was laying after the crucifixion, and I was praying with my hand on that, and I'm sorry.
No,
This was-
I'm with you. Let's go.
But Tammy took a picture of it. I didn't know that. And we were outside standing, and she was scrolling pictures, and I saw this hand. And I said, what is that? She goes, that was your hand on that stone. And my God, it broke. It was like, you think of
To know that's where
What?
Jesus lay.
what he did for us.
Right.
And it was everything I was told it was. So is that, that's my story.
That's
I don't
beautiful.
know what time it is, but I know
It is 6:38.
I know that we're in a place in America where people are wondering if this is true. If we're going to make it through this, I need to engage my faith over fear. Do I really trust in Jesus like I've always sang? Am I really living that? And I think we're in a place where we as Christians can at long last truly engage in the process of saying, I'm going to be smart, I'm going to do what our government asks us to do, but I'm not going to be trembling. I'm not trembling. I'm not terrified. This is something I've never done. I remember 9/11. You remember when 9/11, everything shut down, our jobs all shut down, all of us went through that. We had to reroute, we had to redecide concerts, but it was a temporary, struggle. My fear, look, I just said faith over fear, and then I said it. But I do have a fear that this is going to be much more of an economical disaster. Now, that's not to make light of those who will be very seriously ill from this, and the older population that would struggle. I don't mean to look at you when I say that.
Yeah, she did. She looked right at the phone. She did.
But when the older population does, they are at risk and they are compromised, and people that struggle are compromised. And I watch the numbers and the statistics in the news like everybody else. But at some point, I have to turn it off and go, this is the time where we either decide that God is who he says he is, and that my trust in Jesus is going to be tried by the circumstance around me, and he's going to win.
I think the problem is that there's a difference between fear and a healthy concern.
Right?
And there's nothing wrong with having a healthy concern. And whenever a situation challenges my strength, I always go back to even Jesus himself. The night before he got up on that cross, he even said, yo, Daddy, if there's a plan B
I would like it.
that you ain't told me about, let's do that.
Right.
But if not, I'm good. I'm all up on the cross. But just in case you got a plan B. So us as being imperfect, when we have moments where we like, this is kind of messing me up, I'm a little uncertain. I think what happens is sometimes the super Christian hit you with the hammer. You have little faith. It's like, no, I don't have little faith. I'm just concerned right now.
Right.
And I'm just trying to figure out how it's going to get through. But my faith is still intact.
Right.
And I think that it's okay for people to have those moments where you look at God and say, if this cup can pass, let it pass.
Right.
But we all end up at the same place. That's why the four of us can sit here, because we all at the same place. But if not, God,
But if not,
we good. We good with whatever.
yeah, the five of us, he said.
Yeah.
My bad, Ken, my bad. She didn't have you facing me, and she had an orange phone that bleeds in with her blouse, so I didn't even know
We didn't know.
you was there. If you don't cough, I don't hear you.
Yeah.
And if you cough, we're going to hang up on you.
Can you
I'm
catch
gonna
us with
sanitize this phone when I hang up. It is true. It is true. I want to be smart. You know, I got ugly notes for having concerts, and then I got great notes for having concerts. So you don't know what to do until the government says. And as a good citizen, I want to honor what the government
Right.
says.
You got to say something.
Right. You have to be smart. And at the same, I'm like you. I want to engage my faith. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid.
No.
Now I'm not going to go lick the doorknob, but I'm not afraid.
Again.
Okay.
You gonna call Jeff Allen out like that?
all I'm saying is I quit drinking bleach yesterday.
I quit drinking.
What about the Tide Pods, though? What about the Tide
No,
Pods?
I'm not giving those up.
No.
okay.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
Here's the hope.
Speaking of bleach,
They say
You drinking bleach?
he is not.
You just don't drink the bleach straight.
Listen. They say
That's a
this
vintage
virus doesn't live in heated conditions. That's what I've heard. Over 80-degree heated conditions. That's what I've read.
It's about 85 in here.
No. If you are a menopausal woman,
You're
are
golden.
safe.
Yeah.
If you can get that hot flash going, you ain't gonna get this sucker. That's how I feel.
that's a joke, by the way. So that
Like to just, what you were talking about before,
Yes.
I really believe this, that faith isn't there we go. Faith isn't the absence of doubt. Faith is moving forward in the presence of doubt.
Oh
And
wow.
people that say they don't worry, or people that say that they're just not telling the truth. It's just that we have to sometimes hand all of that over to God and say, I'm still scared, but I'm moving forward.
Wow.
Linda.
Powerful. Powerful. I love that. You're exactly right. We need a what?
Don't see if she had any questions. Okay.
See me in his hands.
Ooh, chilly.
Gary?
Yeah.
See me in his hands.
in his hands.
All right.
I have a story. I'm not going to tell it. Don't feel like it's right now.
All right. Gary's got a song.
You got
Let's
a
do it.
story you need to tell? Tell us.
No.
So, I have a lot of friends, and some of them are really old because that's really good. You know, you just
Well, I might as well be old. I got to go to the restroom. I'll be back, people.
I'll wait. I don't want you to miss this. Hurry. I'm kidding. No, but one of them a few years ago actually I asked him if he had something going on. Are you worried about this, right? And he said, I don't worry. It's just never given me anything good. I don't worry anymore. I worship. I know it sounds hokey. I know it sounds overly spiritual. I know it sounds Christianese. I'm telling you, it works. If it worked for Paul and Silas, they weren't hanging out in jail, literally chained to the wall, whining. They were actually singing and praising God.
Wow.
And when you get to that spot in the middle of the night, that it just hits you like a brick, and all those little things you've been thinking through the day pile up into one giant hammer, and it hits your head with just this beast of worry. Worship. Just do it. Of your will, just start praising God. And I'm telling you, when you really catch a solid glimpse, just a glimpse of who Jesus is in your life, you got nothing to worry about. Nothing. It all gets so clear. And we're going to do the Baptist National Anthem now. You're going to sing with me?
I'm here. I'm here.
Here's your cheat.
All right, my
There you go.
cheat sheet.
I love this song so much. Great is thy faithfulness, O God, my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not, thy compassions, they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever wilt be. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. Oh, this is
It's
so
just
good.
you. When he
It's so
sings.
good.
It's just when you sing. Come here.
It's so funny.
Jack.
What are you, Methodist? Come on.
That's my boy. Come on, buddy.
Sure.
Come here.
I'm sorry.
That's my-
I think he actually wants to sing along. I don't think he's
Every
objecting.
time you sing, he does
I don't think he's objecting. I think he's trying to sing
That's how he
along.
gets. That's how he gets a treat.
Or
I was in the moment, and then Jack.
or he's Methodist. I don't know.
No, Methodist like it, right?
It's true, of course. Okay.
All right, let's do it again.
Great, great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. And all I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Summer and winter, springtime and harvest, sun, moon, and stars in their courses above, join with all nature in manifold witness to thy great faithfulness, mercy, and love. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. And all I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto
This is my favorite verse.
Yeah, well, I know why. Because
I know.
you're a sinner like me.
Yes.
Pardon for sin,
Amen.
peace that endures. Thine own dear presence to cheer and to guide. Strength for today and bright hope for tomorrow.
Go sing that aloud again.
Strength for today and bright hope for tomorrow. You need it one more time?
Yes.
Strength for today and bright hope for tomorrow. Blessings all mine with 10,000 beside.
Come on, sing along.
Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hands have provided. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me.
Man, I'm so glad you guys joined us. Thank Gary Chapman, Jeff Allen, Bone Hampton, and Ken Davis. We love you all. Have a great night.
Let's do it again
Let's do it again.
next week.
Next week, we'll see ya.
See ya.
Woo! I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna